Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. We are now tapped in. LYL Fridays is in the building.
Hola.
What is up? What's up? Over there shining like new
It's
money. What's good?
2023. What's up? How you doing? Can you hear me? Or
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear. I can hear you. Watch out. Watch out. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, it's Friday. It's Friday. Even though it's Friday, the work still got to go on, right? The show must still go on. What's going on, Michelle? What's going on? Oh, we got a stamp notary services. Hey, shout out to the stamp. Other than that, how's business going so far?
super dope. Yeah, business is going good. Shout out to the mastermind today because I had to really sit and think about my wins, and I wrote them down this time. Usually I run them off the top of my head and you always end up forgetting one, but I wrote them down. But it made me, give some extra gratitude on this Friday because we went in different areas. So gotta always love that.
Facts. Yeah, I had to wake up pretty early to.
Oh, hold on. Yeah. All right, now we can.
All right.
Nah.
Yeah, I had to get
Nah.
up. You can hear me?
Gotta go, yeah.
I tried it, y'all. I tried it. Didn't work. Didn't work. I tried it. Shout out to Apple. I don't know if you get your AirPods together. But either way, like I said, we had to get up early this morning. I had to get these orders filled. Yeah, it's always good to get those filled because, man, I'll talk about this yesterday. Hold on. Hey, don't do it. You know I'm on live. Don't do it. She was like, hey,
Yo.
hey, no. You tried it. But, yeah, we had a few orders to fill today, so I'm happy we got that taken care of. That really takes up the majority of my day, really just trying to get orders filled, especially when we have like 4 or more signings in different areas of the country. So I only got 3 filled. I got 1 more I got to fill. I had someone in Texas that accepted the order, but then they said they couldn't do it, which I can respect because yesterday I had someone who accepted the order and they didn't even show up. Just completely no show. So that's always fun. So dealing with folks who no show. My thing is like, yo, if you're gonna accept the signing, like if you know you're not gonna do it, because I mean, you, in my opinion, you gonna know at least know ahead of time if you're gonna do the signing or not. Why not just give me a heads up? Right. So that was tough to deal with. But luckily for me, this is a client that I've already worked with previously. So I'm happy that got taken care of. I mean, I can only imagine what that situation would have been like if this was a newer someone, first time working with them, right? I got a notary who just didn't show up. And that's what I always say to notaries that you hire, man. They're a representation of you, whether you like it or not, because they are working on your behalf. So if they don't show up, that's gonna look like you don't show up. And I don't like how that looks. So that was tough to deal with yesterday. That was always annoying, but we got it taken care of. Said, will the call from last night be added to the Stampin' Academy? Yes, I'm actually going to get that uploaded. Shout out to Jessica. I give her a super shout out. How to set up Calendly for notaries. That was a really dope class. Even I learned some stuff yesterday that I didn't even know, and I thought I knew a lot about Calendly because I use it for all my business clients. So yeah, the class will be added later on today. I got a busy schedule. She says, do you instantly block the no-show from doing any? Hell yeah. What? Hell yeah. You'll never get a phone call from me again. Never. They're lucky I don't got I could set it up. I could customize a setup like a little blacklist, but I haven't had to do that. It's only been probably counting on probably one hand the amount of times I've had people no-show. So luckily I haven't had to deal with that as much, but yeah, they'll never get a call from me again. I wish them the best of luck though. It just, I'm all about being professional. If you know you're not going to do the signing, just say you're not going to do it, or just say the fee is too low, or I'm not available at that time. Don't accept the signing. I'm trying to figure out. It's been an hour and past. I'm trying to figure out like, whoa, what's going on? I'm sending you text messages trying to find out like, hey, was the signing completed? You don't respond at all. You don't respond to the text messages or the email. Cool. Right on. Good looking out. Thank you.
Thank you.
It happens, you know. But I mean, there's trade-offs in everything that you do. So if you're gonna go towards a sign and service route, you know, it's a trade-off. Yes, you'll be able to, like I said, cash your net across the nation, but then you do the trade-off is you are going to come across some folks where, you know, they didn't invested money in getting their certifications, invested money in the directory so they can be found, and then when you do find them, they don't show up. So, you know, how you do one thing is how
That's
you
a
do
fact.
everything. So I look
That's
at it. You know? Yeah, man. But yeah, man, let's talk about doubling down on what works. So this week has been a very good week so far. We have about 14 signings in the pipeline. I didn't even realize it just when I was just inputting and doing the numbers. And I haven't really been doing nothing that's like special or anything that makes me stand out from the rest. It's just doing the same things that I've been doing before, just relying on our clients that always send us business, utilizing Google, and then getting referrals. And I'm also starting to implement some email marketing as well. So for my first quarter marketing strategy, I had like a checklist of things that I wanted to do as far as like marketing purposes. And I kid you not, like out of the things that I wanted to do, only 3 of them are the things that I've been doing since the top of last year, and it's still working. So it made me think, it's like, man, sometimes, you know, we try to get cute with it, you know, but things important, man, just to eliminate the fluff. If it's something, like obviously it's cool, you know, you want to throw some darts at the wall, you want to see what sticks and what doesn't. But if you got something that's working already, I mean, why not double down on that and keep it going instead of trying to dive off into something new or trying to see if this works or not? We already got a proven formula already that works. Right.
That's definitely true. And another thing that's good about doubling down is like you start to build wins. So now you're building momentum. So now you're using that momentum to keep, you know, basically
Yeah.
reinvesting into whatever strategy that you know is working for you. So, you know, it's good
Yeah.
to always like test out something, but they say you should test out stuff for like, I think they say like 90 days or something like that, just to really give it time to
Yep.
like work. And, you know, you got to put forth your effort too. So, and also, so on Wednesday we recorded an episode of Womenomics with Norma, and I can't wait for y'all to hear that episode. It's super dope. But one of the things she was talking about is having audits in your business, and yeah, making sure that you're checking out, you know, where the holes are, what you can do to, you know, better out a process or a system for you. And how systems, you know, building systems is really just building a mindset around your business. So, and you saying that is just like making sure you do audits as well, like knowing what's working for you, you know, audits to show you how to make that thing work better. So, you know, making sure that, you know, all of your links are working. If it's time to upgrade your website, then you know you need to do that. That's what I'm in the process of doing, upgrading my website. So my focus, you know, this year is more like B2B. So I'm trying to be outside. Like I'm popping up at people open houses. I'm going to you know, some like events that they're having that's just like open to everybody, even if there's like seminars to learn about the home buying process. Like, why wouldn't I need more information about that as a notary, as a want to, you know, purchase land,
Yeah.
purchase home? So you get yourself out there and show that
Yep.
you're committed to them by, you know, going to their event, sharing their event, you know, whatever. And that can be, you know, one of your ways and add into, you know, whatever system is working for you and doubling down.
That's a fact. Yes. Yeah, like I said, I mean, the whole world is pretty much open at this point. So I don't see why not take advantage of it. Just putting yourself out there, getting outside and talk to the people. Like I've been doing a ton of virtual activities, but at some point you want to get around some people, get around some energy, which is why I'm gonna be at the Black Business Click event, network and chill, because I ain't seen them since the brunch. So man, we gotta get outside, man, get to talk to people, and it's nothing like that in-person experience. Like yeah, it's cool to connect over the phone and virtually, but it's nothing like getting that in-person energy. You get to see people for what they are. You get to feel their body language to see if they really rock with you or not. Because sometimes it's kind of hard to tell over the phone. It's like you can make an assumption, but when you're in person, it's like, nah, it's no doubt if I know if this person is really feeling my energy or not. So, yeah, man, let's get outside, man. Let's get down, talk to the people, and take advantage of opportunities that's in front of us. I feel like now, like I said, we're in such an era where we have so much information that's available to us. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for you to just sit on it. You know, especially when we have people that have shown you that if you actually execute on the information that's being given to you, it works. You know, and I also think too we need to incorporate. You said something that was important earlier. It slipped my mind, but what first thing that came to my mind, which is having patience. I think all strategies work for the most part, whether it's emailing, networking, social media, whatever marketing strategy you can think of. I think all of those strategies really work. But I think sometimes when we don't see we don't got to give it 90 days. I think a lot of times we don't give ourselves the time, to give ourselves the time to see these things through and let it come to fruition. We get so impatient and we want things to happen like right now. And then, you know, when opportunity presents itself, we miss it, right? Because we missed it because we wasn't patient. So I would say, yeah, that was a really important point that I wanted to touch on, like giving it 90 days. That's something that I implemented last year. As far as like what I would do is like I would track my phone calls. So I would see if I'm getting phone calls for power of attorneys, I'm getting phone calls for estate plans, general notary work, and then I would tally those phone calls, and I would gauge my marketing based on how many phone calls I'm getting or for what type of service. So if I know I'm getting a bunch of phone calls for power of attorneys, when I start running my ads, I'm gonna be like, okay, do you need a notary to come to you at the hospital? Do you have a loved one that needs to get documents signed and not mobile? When you need a power of attorney, that's gonna be that I'm basically talking to them. But if I'm just a person who's not tracking everything, who's not measuring what services that I'm providing, I'm just gonna take a shot at the dark. I'm just taking a shot in the dark. It's like, hey, you need a notary, just call me. It's like, yeah, I mean that's fine. Yeah, some folks need a notary, but it's not you're not being very specific about who you're targeting. So tracking those phone calls for 90 days, just phone calls, what are you sending out postcards, what are you sending out emails, tracking the amount of people that you're engaging with, networking with. It's very important because that way you can know for sure if your marketing if it's working. And if it is working, then you can kind of tailor it to be more specific where you know exactly who you're talking to and going from there.
That's a fact. Being very clear about what it is, you know, you want to do, sitting down and just kind of figuring out what your goals are. I think that's going to help you create like better systems anyway and allow you to double down on what's working. And you know what else? The other thing is finding what already aligns with like your personality. Like find what aligns with your personality, find what aligns with your skill set, and you know what you already have previous experience with. Like those are the three things that is kind of like that little magic recipe to kind of figure out where you know fit best. Like, you know, coming into this notary space, we got mad different options. We could do apostilles, we could do fingerprint, we can double down in so many different ways. And you kind of the estate planning way, I went the weddings way, but it's a lot of opportunity out here. So figuring out what you want to do, getting a little bit of clarity, I think, you know, finding out where your personality stands, what your skill set experiences, all three of those is going to help you, you know, kind of find your lane. And then that's it.
Yeah. I think that's the beauty of the business, right? I mean, there's so many avenues that you can really explore, really. So even if you find one thing that you don't really finding too much success in, it's another lane that you can really go into and see if that works for you, right? So that's why I like the notary business so much. Like, so it gives you so many options. Like, it's really it's like, I mean, it's like it's damn near unlimited options as far as what you can do within the business, even as far as like signing documents, right? So even though we classify it as general notary work, but what encompasses general notary work, right? Got the U.S. statement consent forms, you got the power of attorney forms, you got the estate plan documents. I think that's under general notary work. Loan closings, like there's so many different things that you can specialize in, right? And so it's really, man, just about finding a lane, staying in it, and then just doubling down on what's working, right? So I'm with you all the way on that one.
And I think the other thing that I'm really seeing people kind of like lean in for 2023 is like boldness, being bold. Like the other day, a phone call from a woman that like just moved to Jersey from Brooklyn, and she found me on Instagram, and she was a notary out there and did stuff more for her job, and like now want to learn like how to build more, and her mother is able to help her build like the business out and stuff like that. And she was like, I know this seems crazy, and I'm like, no, it's not, girl. If you're gonna do something, just do it. Like, Just do it. I feel like this is like an opportunity for all of us to really just lean into whatever ideas we have and just execute on them. So if it feel crazy and it scare you a little bit, then do it. It
Do
is.
it. Heavy on it right now. Right now. Why wait? Why wait? If it's on your mind, if it's on your heart, like why sit on it? Like I don't try to talk yourself out of it because you thought of it for a reason. So if you got the idea, I would say, man, just act on it right now. And it's amazing. I come across a lot of people that were they were notaries previously, and I guess their job may have paid for their training or whatnot, but then they just let it go. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, like why did you let it go? Like it's like well, a lot of times it's like they'll tell me like, well, they didn't really know they could really actually make money from doing it. They just always did it for their job. So I was like, nah. Like, no, it's definitely a lot of ways that you can make money as a notary. I always try to encourage them at least to get back into the business because me, I'm always needing notaries. Like, especially here locally, I'm always needing notaries because, again, you know, you're going to have some folks that no show, man, and you don't want to deal with them kind of people. So if I know you, the chances of you no showing is like, it's like highly unlikely because you're not going, because I think you still got to talk to me, right? I got your phone number. I know where you live. And not to say I'm going to pull up on you or nothing like that, but like I know you. And so it wouldn't make sense for you to burn that bridge by no showing. But if it's just someone that, you know, I may have found them on Google or found them on a directory for the first time, yeah, they may take the chance to be like, I'll pass on this one, even though I accepted the signing. So they'll risk it. Like you said, for someone that knows you, the chances of them burning that bridge or just no showing is highly unlikely. So that's why I always encourage those people. I got a phone call the other day from a lady who needed a power of attorney done. And we were just talking. And like I said, she had mentioned to me that she was a notary before. And I was like, yo, you should get back into the business. I'm always looking for notaries to work with. She was like, oh, I'll consider looking into it. So yeah, I hope you do because I need them bad. I don't like using signingagent.com. I do use the Stanford community. I still use like my notaries that's in my network, but sometimes I get signings in areas where I don't have notaries in those areas. So I don't want to use Signing Agent or any of those notary directories because you're taking a chance.
Nah,
Taking a chance.
That's why even when people come and talk to me, I'm just like, just do it. Just do something part-time, just put yourself out there. Google,
Yeah.
free my business page. It's literally free. It puts on the search engine. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Put your face out there necessarily. It's not like social media where you have all of this pressure to like do this face-to-face engagement. Like if this is your first step into notary business, that's literally the first thing you need to do. Have a name, have a logo, an email, and a Google My Business page, period.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Somebody call me. Yeah, that's literally it. It's not rocket science. I had seen who was that? I had seen the post from Grizel, and she was saying that she get DMs from people like asking, like, I haven't got no signings yet. How do I get business? I just be thinking to myself, like, damn, how do you not get signings? It's like to me, it's like damn near impossible not to get a signing, in my opinion. So I'll be trying to figure out like that, like, what is it that y'all not doing? But then, they're not doing the basics. Like really, the only thing, as long as you got a website, you got a business name, you got a phone number, and you're breathing, like you literally can get a signing like at any point in time. So yeah, man, just doing the basics alone will get you where you need to get to.
Now, double down on the basics. There you go. If you can't do nothing else, double down on the basics. If it feels too much or whatever, double down on the basics. I'm pretty sure doubling down on the basics is going to get people further than people who like try all these different strategies any day. So,
Ooh, yeah, yeah. Folks get too if it's too complex, I don't want to do it. If it gets too complex, it's like nah, I'll pass. Because then you get to overthinking. You're like, yeah, I don't know if I'm really doing this right or not. But the basics, so let me just lay out the basics as far if anyone that's watching that's struggling to get a signing or struggling to get consistent signings coming in. As long as you got a website, you posting on, you got the Google Business profile, have mobile notary in your Google Business profile. You might want to look into running some Google ads as well for like $1 or $5 a day. That'll help you get some phone calls. If you want to use Thumbtack, that's another one. I use Thumbtack. Thumbtack for me is not popping like it was. last year. I mean, I got a couple of requests last night, followed up with them, and of course they didn't answer. So shout out to them for taking my money. But I mean, but like I said, it works though. Like it works when he wants to. But yeah, website, Thumbtack, and Google Business Profile, on social media. Now, when I say social media, I typically don't use social media as far as like promoting notary services, but I use it as a way for me to connect with other notaries because notaries send each other referrals. And I've been doing this for a few years, and I didn't learn this until last year. I didn't know notaries were actually sending each other referrals, and so I use social media for that, for those purposes, networking with other notaries. You got networking groups. You'd be surprised with like some of these paid networking groups, like Chamber of Commerce, BNI, or just any other networking group. There tends to not be a lot of notaries within those groups. So you really got a great opportunity for you to run it up, and it's literally no competition. In those groups, they tend to be a lot of insurance agents, realtors, loan officers, property and casualty agents, any other profession you could think of, folks that's in solar as well. It's a ton of competition in those groups in that space. But for notaries, there are hardly any notaries. So if it's less competition, if I don't got to hustle on a crowded block, man, sign me up. I'm gonna do that all day, every day. So those are just the basics right there. If you can do that, and they just focus on just doing that only, like it's you're going to get phone calls. You're going to have people that's going to call you, and they're going to need your services. And then from there, that's when if you one thing that I've been doing as of late is I don't really target like title companies like that often. My thing is more of on the estate planning side, but I tend to get people that may be purchasing a house, right? And they may have found me on Google, and then they'll let me know, oh, the title company is going to send them the documents. So when I actually go to that house and I see who's the title company or who's the processor or the escrow officer on the file, I use that as an opportunity for me to get their name, their phone number, and then I follow up with them. Because from there, they're already familiar with my work. I've already mentioned that I've worked with their client before, and if they're relying on the signer to find a notary, chances are they don't have a go-to notary service already. And so I use those like as one-off opportunities for me to book more loan closes more on the direct side. Now these tend to be more like on the smaller independent title companies, but shit, that works for me because hey, they need a notary. They don't got no one. I didn't have to go through hula hoops to get their business. It was just a matter of me just knowing the client that they were working with before, and I just use that as a way for me to build relationships with them. So, and you can do that for estate plan signings, loan closings, power of attorneys. You can use that for just about any type of signing that you can think of.
These literally be like free gym sessions, like literally just.
I charge for this information too. Nah, man, gotta get some stuff away for free, man. Yeah, man, it's nothing wrong with helping people out. I mean, I didn't been there before. I was still like, I didn't have a lot of stuff I didn't have figured out until like 2021, towards the end of the year. I was only working with signing services only. Like I would get a few phone calls here and there from Google, but not like how it is now. Not like how it is now. So since I've seen the power of that, just being position yourself to have your own clients, you know, always got to rely on that text message or that email to see if I'm available. You feel much more empowered about yourself, and you feel like now you have an opportunity to build a real business. You have an opportunity to get more clients under your belt, to when now if a signing service does call you, it's like, oh, that's just bonus money at this point. It's bonus money at this point, you know. So yeah, I just try to take advantage of every opportunity possible at this point. Man, didn't you have an announcement or something like
that? I'm obligated to be quiet. Oh man,
I tried it.
That's funny.
I tried to get it out of you. She won't spill the beans, y'all. She won't spill the beans. It's all right. We'll just tap in with us on Tuesday. Tap in with us Tuesday. We'll get the announcement out of her. Do you recommend a second phone or using the app? So you can use a second phone if you want, but if not, you can use either Google Voice. I mean, it's free, or you can use Grasshopper. I like Grasshopper a lot. I use that for my business line. Cool thing about Grasshopper is, let's say for example, if you had a signing or you're on the phone with another client, they'll send like an automatic text message back to that person that called you. So you can just automated, just set it up to be like, hey, this is John Doe, John Doe Notary Services. Sorry we missed your call. Is there anything that we can do to help, or are you looking for a notary? And those people will text you back as well. So definitely recommend using Grasshopper. It's probably about like $38 a month, something like that. Really cheap. One signing will cover that bill. So yeah, either Google Voice, Grasshopper. There's another one I can't think of right now, but yeah, that's what I would recommend.
One thing I would say I wish I did at least start off with like a second phone or another phone number. I just use my personal phone number, but I also had the idea of like, I've had this phone number for so long. I don't have no attachment to it, and I'll just get like a second, new person when I feel like it. So I don't know. You really got to pick your poison. I don't really.
Yeah. I try not. When I first started out, I was using my personal number. I'd be answering the phone like, "Hello," like, "Hello," like, yo, I don't even know who this is. Like, yeah, you sound real professional. So like now, so once you have because once you have a business line, that at least you know that's a business call. You know how to, whatever it is that you're doing, you can get into your business mode and answer the phone professionally, and then from there, just closing that appointment. So yeah, I definitely either recommend a second phone, or if you don't want to do a second phone, get a business line. It can either be Google Voice or you can use Grasshopper. Yeah, I know Dre Washington's right now. He'll tell me like, no, we don't use Google Voice. I mean, it's free, so I mean, if you don't got the funds right away, I mean, just use that just temporarily, and then upgrade to a better professional line and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, do what you can.
Yeah, do what you can, man. And even then, like, I mean, more importantly, just answer the phone. I get a lot of businesses from people not answering this because notaries don't answer the phone. And in my area, I'm in the top 3 in my area. I'm under the assumption that the first person that's listed, that's going to be the first person you call. But even then, I still get a lot of phone calls because I don't know, man. Just some notaries, they just don't answer the phone or wherever the case may be. But yeah, as long as you answer your phone, I mean, it's pretty impossible to lose unless they unless they want you to be the $20 notary and want you to do it for the cheap. And at that point, it's like, dude, let's go to UPS. I had someone do me like that yesterday. Someone called me, a lady called me. She was asking me, how much do you guys charge? And when I know somebody that calls me, the first thing they ask about is price. I'm gonna just take you through the ringer. So I'm not gonna answer your question right away. I'm just gonna get a bunch of questions from you. It's like, oh, you got a valid ID or unexpired driver license, passport? What day and time were you thinking of? What type of document do you need notarized? How many signatures you need? Because then from there, once you ask a bunch of questions, and even if they were just thinking about the price, because I know what the hell I'm doing, I sound like a professional, and I sound like I can actually get this taken care of. Even if I say it's gonna cost me $75, okay, I'll do it because they sound like because I sound competent at least. But if you just say how much do you charge? How much do you charge? I'll be like $55. Okay, I'm gonna call you back. that always happens. So I had someone do me like that yesterday. She was I took her to the ringer, asked a bunch of questions, and the last question I asked her was like, okay, what day and time works best for you? She said, well, that depends how much it costs. I was like, all right. So I told her what the fee was. She was like, okay, I'll call you back. And then when they said that, I was like, you called me right. You say you want to book a signing. Click. She hung up. So it happens. I think the best thing to do is like it's funny because when I first got into the business, I wasn't aware that like people will hang up in your face. And me, I'm the type of person, like if you hang up in my face, I take that like that's just the ultimate disrespect. Like don't be hanging up in my face. Like I used to take that really personal. It's like, man, who are you to hang up in my face? Like, man, what? I used to take that like really personal back then, but like you got to be able to separate the personal from the business. So now I laugh at it. So if you hang up in my face, like, okay, cool, no problem. We can chalk it up to the game. We'll be ready for the next one. So yeah, some of those early lessons I learned in business. Yeah, not taking stuff personal. Yeah, because folks will hang up on you as soon as you tell them your price. Click. I was like, dude, don't be hanging up in my face. I'll be texting her. I used to text folks too. Like, don't be hanging up on me. What is your problem? Like, just super out of line. Just, oh, please be better than me, y'all. I used to be super out of line just when I first started out. Like, no, don't be hanging up on me. What is your problem? Like you said, you have to learn. I mean, those, like I said, those are just some of those bumps in the road that you learn early on. And like I said, the more reps that you get, like I said, the more refined that you're going to get, your process is going to get better. You're going to sound much more competent on the phone, and you can pretty much predict. Like, once you have so many phone calls, you can pretty much predict how this is going to go. It's either going to go this way or it's going to go another way. And then from there, you just live with the result, whether if it goes your way or not.
Nah, that's funny. Yeah. Well, one thing that I am going to say is for 2023, we are doubling down on getting you guys on and engaged with our Clubhouse room. Like, app in every Tuesday,
Yes.
your L's, Clubhouse room, Stampin' Ain't. So, how you that name? Stampin' Ain't Dead.
I was trying to change the name of the room, but I don't think I can.
Okay.
For some reason, it won't let me do it. Yeah, I was trying to change it to leveraging your L's, because when I when I started that room, I was like, man, what's the name I could think of? Everybody else had like notary in their name. I'm all about just trying to stand out. I'm not trying to be like everybody else. So I was like, well, I guess I don't know who I might have been listening to Young Jeezy, something like that. And I seen Trappin' Ain't Dead. I was like, well, I might do Stampin' Ain't Dead. So just a twist on it. But yeah, make sure y'all tap in with us every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tap in Tuesdays. We talking about just leveraging your losses and using it as a way, not using it, use that as a way to, continue to get you to be better in business. Because like I said, it's inevitable that you're going to lose. I mean, it happens. You're going to take losses every day. It's up to you how you handle it, right? You can either use it negatively or use it positively, meaning just use it as fuel to continue to build yourself up and just have that mindset. It's like, all right, it didn't work out this time around, but I know next time not to do that. And then the opportunity does present itself. I'm going to leverage that loss and turn that into a win. So that's really the concept of the show, leveraging your L's. Like I said, me and Tara, we on there every week. We do try to encourage people to get on and talk, because like I said, we all go through it. We ain't the only ones that took losses before. And I'm pretty sure that, I also want to let people know, like, you're not in this by yourself as well. It could be times where you're experiencing different things where it feel like you're just the only person that's going through that within business. It's like, no, you're not the only one. You're not the only one for people hanging up on your face. You're not the only person that's dealing with notaries that's no-showing. You're not the only person that's dealing with a client that tells you, yeah, I got a valid ID, and then I drive to their home, they don't have an ID, so they just waste your time. Like, you're not the only notary that's going through these type of things. So that's why we have the room. We want you to show up. Just share some of those losses, and like I said, just ask questions, because we're always here to help. Just trying to do our part to pay it forward.
And shout out to Andre Hatchett. He has said on the Woman on His podcast that only losers think that they're going to win all the time. And I was like, ooh, that's a fact. So understand that, you're never really losing. You're always learning. And the best that you can do for yourself is apply whatever you learn. So leverage that loss, leverage that information, and, get out there, do something different. We always throwing out ideas and what we're doing in our business. So it's really just a collaborative, space for you to share, get on the stage. We can't see you, so you're hearing this, you can have your rag on, whatever. We can't see you. Right.
You can look as busted as you want to be. We ain't gonna judge you. We can't see you anyway.
I be having like if we, during lunchtime, I be having like crumbs all on my mouth when I be like talking and stuff. I'm like, thank God to say like no.
Right. A lot of times I've been on there, do-rag on, hoodie, pajamas, just talking about the notary business. Ain't even got my day started yet.
No.
Yeah, man. Nah, we want y'all to jump on, man, and just man, just talk to us, engage with us, man. Because like I said, we all notaries, right? We all got to engage and network with each other. Because like I said, we all going through the same stuff every day. So yeah, you're not in this by yourself. That's the main thing. Yeah, you're not in this by yourself. And it's funny too, because Because I wasn't even going to do it. I didn't even realize there was a bunch of notaries on Clubhouse. And I told you this before. I wasn't going to do Clubhouse because Clubhouse is kind of crazy. Some of the topics I see people talking about, I'd be like, bro, there's no way. I would never use this platform. I would never use this platform. Never. But then, like I said, I didn't know it was such a huge notary audience on the platform. But then I was seeing other rooms. The only room I could think of, like, top of my head, is like the Notary Sisters, or another one I can think of. But yeah, I was just saying, like, the notaries I was on there. Shout out to Griselle too, because she put me onto that. And I was saying the audience I was on there, I was like, well, I got the academy, and I'm always about being omnipresent. As Charles said, just be everywhere. So I was like, well, shoot, why not? Why not get on there? So shout out to, like I said, that's the only time you'll catch me on Clubhouse is every Tuesday. Outside of that, I'm cool.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, Clubhouse is definitely a cheat code. I think I'm actually moved over my wedding masterminds from the Wedding Officiant Academy to Clubhouse and open it up, because I did that earlier this week and had a great conversation going. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, and then I ain't got to worry about recording it. I'll just put the replays on. You can listen to whatever you want, Chad.
Yeah. I see that you got your own. You got your own.
I think I'm gonna figure out how to name it or rename it something else. But yeah, I was like, I kind of like that idea. You can just have the conversation. You don't have to be on camera, and I feel like it'll just encourage people to engage more. At least I hope so. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think for me, like, early on, I think I've gotten better over time. But I think the challenge for me when I was using the platform was like just like it's like continuous like talking. Because I'm like, I try to be like short with my words. Like, if I'm like, how we doing now? If I'm talking with you, like, yeah, I can be engaging. I have plenty of things to talk about. But if it's just me on there talking, I'll be like, I'll run out of stuff to talk about. And then from there, I try to encourage people like how we do now. We try to encourage people to get into the room. And it's like, no one wants to talk. So it's like, what am I supposed to do from here? I'm supposed to be on this talk for 5 minutes. But okay, y'all, I'll see you next time. It's like, no, so I struggled with that initially. So thank God that, we got the, leveraging your L's. Like I said, we both engaging. We always have things to talk about. And I think what we do, again, it's not easy. I like it's easy to think of an idea. It's easy to execute on the idea, at least in my opinion, to execute on the idea. But it's tough showing up every week. Like, literally every week, like, it's like religiously. You hit me up and be like, yo, what's the topic? What we talking about? And sometimes I don't have that topic until either that weekend or unless something I've dealt with for the week, So it's not easy. So we show up every week. Like I said, we just try to give as much value as possible, and then we go from there. But it's not easy showing up, y'all.
But make sure y'all in the room on Tuesday. Shout out to Jessica for that presentation last night. That's super dope. I'm a Stampin' Academy student, y'all, so I gotta go and check the replays, watch that, get my Calendly together and right and tight. So expect that and everything that you all the different people that's coming up this month, including myself. Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, we got I forgot, because we got you'll be about next week? Or is it 2 weeks from now? I gotta look at the schedule. I gotta announce that. But yeah, we'll have, thank God, we'll have Tierra coming through teaching y'all how to become wedding officiants. Shout out to her for coming through to the Stampin' Academy. We just trying to continue to build this thing out, man. I did a lot of collaborations last year, as far as like the workshops and everything, and I seen the power behind that. So I was like, man, why not have some people that's that's experts in certain spaces that I'm not well educated in, and have them come through and teach, and try to give value. So I got the platform. I just want to be able to utilize it and give people opportunity, give them a chance to shed light on what they have going on, to be able to showcase their expertise as well. And I think Jessica, she did that extremely well. She did that extremely well yesterday, and I was very excited because that was our first live class of the year. We did live classes last year, but like I said, just very just inconsistent with it, because again, I was still learning, still trying to figure out how do we do these classes, and then trying to run this business. Like, I had a class, right? We had the what class was that? I had the commercial loan docs class, and the first and I started the class probably about 30 minutes late. because I was dealing with the signing. I had a estate plan signing, and the person didn't do the signing right. So I'm trying to coordinate, trying to make sure we get the document signed correctly. And at the same time, I'm still trying to do the class. So I dealt with stuff like that. Even though I ended up getting the class completed, but I ended up re-recording it and then putting it out to the market. I just wanted to be like, you know what? How can we get people outside of myself to come through and teach? Like I've seen Mark do it for the loan signing system. I've seen Andre do it, and I see the benefit of doing that. Like nobody just want to just hear you all the time, right? You know, you want to be able to bring in other voices because they may be able to bring in a different perspective from what you bring to the table. And, you know, and the cool thing about it, I get to work with people I like, people who I rock with. You know, so it don't get any better from that. So I just try to take just try to learn for the ones that came before me to just learn from them what they did. And so, all right, let's take that and then let's see how we can implement that into what we have going on and expand on that. So I'm very appreciative for our instructors that will be coming through to the academy this month, such as yourself, Jessica, got Shanice. She'll be teaching a refinance loan doc class. And see, I got these people, man. But what was I about to say? I'm losing my train of thought. But yeah, we got Dee. She's gonna be coming in and teaching a marketing class as well. So shout out to her. While I'm on here, let me say this real quick. I sent an email out today because you know we got the new platform, right? I'm not using Gumroad anymore, and I've been trying to tell people like, yo, I got the new platform. If you already paid for it already, just log in real quick, and we can get good to go. Now, here's the problem with this new platform now I'm using. You can't use a coupon code. So it looks like it's free to the public. So the last thing I want is somebody to just get in. Oh, I just did was get in for free. Like, I'm cool if you get in for free, but I would much rather kick a payment first before you do that. So now I'm getting a bunch of emails now from people like, oh, you said it was free and that's the pay. It's not asking me to pay. So it's like, y'all killing me right now. So that's cool, you know. Got some things I got to work on, y'all. So I just want to add that out there. I think I got like literally 5 emails just now while I'm on this call.
That's the audits. Those are the audits that you're making.
The audits. Yeah. Listen to your customers. We talked about that before. Like, listen to your customers. You know the feedback that you get. Cause like say you need another perspective. You can think, you can do all your due diligence, just checking things all you want, but sometimes you need a perspective from someone else to say, no, well, you should do this, and that. And I think that, this is something I'd be interested in. I was like, okay, I like that perspective. Let me look into that and see how that works. So yeah, man, listen to your customers is key. Now, here's the difference. Listen to the customers, but that doesn't mean they're always right. It's a difference. Big difference. Can you stop this? Can you stop? She said, I have a question about becoming a wedding officiant. Oh yeah, she gonna DM me. Yeah, I got a request today for a wedding. I followed up with them, but they ain't got back to me.
24 up again.
We're gonna close it. Yeah, we're gonna close one. As soon as I do, y'all gonna get that content too. Y'all gonna get that content too. You better believe it. Yeah, I gotta do my first wedding, man. That was one service. And again, it goes back to what we said earlier about being a notary. There's so many services that you can offer. And that was one service in particular. When I was talking to you, talking to Suli, and talking to Selena, I'm like, I'm making that kind of money on it, or just to do a wedding. I was like, what? That's a real thing. And so you'd be surprised at the type of stuff that you learn just doing this type of just being in this industry. You don't always have to do signings, which is the cool thing. You don't have to always do signings to like make money. You do fingerprinting. I made money doing fingerprinting last year, and I didn't fingerprint a single person. But I hired a few techs to do the fingerprinting for us. Did an apostille, not the apostille expert, but it was my first time doing a couple of them last year. And even got put on to the wedding space. I haven't done it yet, but I'm looking to do my first wedding. And then the digital products, right, which is game changer in my opinion. But so many things that you can do within a notary business. It just doesn't make sense, the type of services that you can offer and products and what you can do. Seeing other notaries that have like planners, calendars, what else? Man, checklists, all kind of stuff that you can do. It's like literally impossible not to make money as a notary. literally impossible not to make money and build a real business from it. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have for today, man. Make sure y'all tap in with this this Tuesday, leveraging your L's. We're gonna talk furthermore about doubling down on what works. If you're trying something right now that's not working and you getting away from what is working, if it's not broke, y'all don't fix it. But before we jump off, we always gotta do our shameless plugs because we're entrepreneurs. We gotta let you guys know what we got going on.
Yes, of
Tara,
course.
let the people know what you got going on.
No, definitely check out Womenomics podcast. We have some really great episodes. We took like a mid-season break. I can't believe we're finished with season 2, but our first was amazing. Our second half is heating up. I'm just like, oh, here we are. So super excited for that. And anything wedding related, DM me, hit me up. Let's talk about it. And shout out to all of the notaries who are being bold this year, stepping out, whether you start a new business, whether you're reaching out, to learn more about the business, or you adding more services to your business, whatever you're doing to get out there, shout out to y'all. So that's it for me.
Yeah. Shout out to Womenomics season. You done with season 2? You and Corinne know season 2? Crazy. Great. 25, man. I need to get back on my podcast game too. I kind of fell off a bit because I'm focused on the business, but I'm gonna get back in the podcast game because we did pretty good.
My dad was watching our episode last night on the Stanford podcast. I was like in the kitchen and I heard one and I was just like cracking up. But he watched the whole thing, which is funny. Yeah.
Shout out to Pops. And I think it's cool to do the things that we do because, like I said, we got kids and they paying attention. It's nothing like hearing your kid, but my mom's on YouTube or my dad's on YouTube. My mom got subscribers. It's nothing like that does something to you. At least in my opinion, it does something to you. So shout out to Womenomics. Yeah. Make sure y'all check my episode too, y'all. I was the first guest. Make sure y'all check that out. Talk about professionalism. But shout out to all y'all guests y'all had on there as well, man. Womenomics is such a dope podcast. I'm just waiting for y'all to sign that. Us too. We out here. We manifesting it. We moving towards it. So yeah, we out here. Waiting on y'all to sign that big deal, man. I'm be like, yo, I played a part. Y'all. No, for real. Shout out to Womenomics. Shout out to Corinne as well. She's awesome. She was on my podcast as well. So shout out to her. What we got coming up, man? I gotta look at the class schedule, but we got another live class coming up next week. It'll probably be the monthly group coaching call, so it'll probably just be me, I believe. So I'll be just me. Yeah, it'll be me doing the class, y'all. We're doing the group coaching call. Like I said, if you're already in the academy, if you need some help with as far as like your marketing or just knowing what to say on the phone or just knowing how to provide a particular service, make sure you join for the monthly group coaching call. It'll be next Thursday. Every class is every Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all tap in. Also, we are running a promo sale to enroll in the Stampin Academy, right? So it costs $297 to get in, but today we're going to shave $200 off and be able to get in for $97 only. This gives you, again, you get access to all the classes inside the academy. You get access to the weekly live classes. And also, we got other notary entrepreneurs that's inside the academy as well in our private group. So you're not in this alone. You're gonna be surrounded by a group of people that's dedicated and they're willing to help you in your business because we're not into competition. We're all about collaboration over everything. So if you want to learn more about how to enroll in the academy, you want to take advantage of our Friday sale, just shoot me a DM. Just DM Friday, and I got you. I'll shoot you the link, and we're going to make sure we get you enrolled and get you along the way so we can start helping you use your stamp to make more money. I want to thank you all for tapping in with us on this great Leveraging Your L's Friday. Make sure you tap in with us this Tuesday. Set the reminder, get the notification, make sure you're in the room. If you got any questions, don't be shy. Let it be known so we can help you out. All right? Other than that, peace out, y'all. Y'all have a great week.